and forget her to set a fire.
Step in the camera.
And still be with her. Wait, that's although there's pain in my chest, I still wish you the best.
Hi, I'm Bobby C, and this is The Late Show. Tonight we're doing a special on the Trail of Tears, and our special guest tonight is the Cherokee.
Sup, I'm the Cherokee.
Sit down. So, here it says that you walked all the way here from Oklahoma.
That's true.
Well, that's interesting. Well, he walked all the way from Oklahoma, guys.
Yeah.
Give him a hand. It's a long walk. So, now to start with the questions. How did it feel when you found out that Andrew Jackson, the president, was running a campaign against you?
Well, Mr. C, I felt like I was betrayed by my kind and I didn't belong there.
So, how did you feel when you found out that you had moved from your homeland, the place where you grew up in?
I was attached to my environment, but I was really upset about how the move was going to be.
What did you think of Major Ridge making all those treaties?
I thought it was unfair for him to speak for the whole Indian population.
So, could you name some of the Indian groups that were forced to move along with you?
The Cherokee, the Choctaw, the Chickasaw, the Creek, and the Seminole.
When you won the court case against Georgia, you know what, Worcester versus Georgia, how did you feel?
I felt relieved and patriotic that there's still a growing hope inside me.
So, how did you feel when you found out that you had to walk rather than go by boats as they promised?
Well, Mr. C, I was shocked and immediately resented the country I lived in.
So what kind of hardships did you overcome on the Trail of Tears?
I came out hungry and toil, but that was nothing compared to the others. We lost limbs, lives, hope, and some of the dogs even licked the bloody footprints we left.
So, how did you feel when you got to your new home in Oklahoma at the proclaimed Indian Territory?
I was relieved and happy that everything was over, and I was ready to settle into my new life.
So how many lives were lost? And what kind, as in age? Yeah, pretty much.
Well, Mr. C, about 4,000 of 15,000 men, women, children, and the elderly died of diseases, exposures, and starvation.
So what would you do if you met a soldier that forced you down the Trail of Tears today?
I feel that I would have the obligation to react with violence.
So, could you please exit the stage for our second special guest?
Sure.
Okay, let me introduce our second special guest, Mr. Soldier.
Hey, nice to meet you.
He was a soldier who was escorting the Cherokees on the Trail of Tears, and we just give him a hand for coming here from New York.
Yeah. Let's start a question.
So, what was the first thing you heard about Indian removal?
I first heard about the Indian removal at Andrew Jackson's campaign.
What was your opinion on the Indian Removal Act?
I really didn't care, but some people wanted the land to farm on.
Did your opinion change when you heard about the gold in the Indian Territory?
I wanted them to get out at that point just because I think our country really needs the gold, or really needed the gold.
Did you support Andrew Jackson because of his Indian removal policies?
Yes, I did want him just because I think that it would benefit our country without the Indians here, so we could harvest gold and crops and do westward expansion.
What do you think of the Cherokee proclaiming themselves a separate nation?
I thought it was like they were attacking our country from the inside out, so I really wanted them gone at that point.
How did you feel when Georgia lost in the Supreme Court case against the Indians?
I was furious that they started killing our soldiers. And also, it did get in the way of our country's gold, so we could profit our country and our individual families.
What did you do with the Cherokee that didn't leave the Indian Territory?
They were moved with force by a threatening to kill them. And
How did your opinion change on the actual Trail of Tears?
My opinion changed because I noticed the suffering that the Indians had to do and all the toils that they went through.
Do you think that there was enough food and shelter for the Cherokee and you yourself?
No, it was really bad. We almost died ourselves. There was no food. The dogs even licked some of our bloody footprints that we had to leave on the ground.
What would you do if you met a Cherokee today?
If I met a Cherokee Indian today, I'd probably apologize for all the toil we put them through and try to be their friends, but I don't think it would work out so well.
Well, could both my special guests please come forward? Mr. Cherokee, please meet Mr. Soldier.
I'd just like to apologize for all the toil we put you through.
Sure, that's okay. Kais, you want to thank Charlie?
Sure.
I guess that's the end of the late show. Bye.